So this is a teamer, and he's one of the first I think I've ever met. Not only that, I also think he was a 6-year-old, because the mere fact of how unbelievably bad this guy was, and how obvious they made their teaming look is incredible to me, and the only way I could see that actually happening inside any situation is when this game is just being played by some 6-year-olds on their mom's computer or iPad. Now, the killer started to chase me, or at least I thought it did, but actually started to go after my friend, so yeah, and he just forgot about me. Plus, this guy also, I'm pretty sure, doesn't know how to use his traps at all. Anyways, after that, my friend got hurt a little bit from the chase he had with the killer, and, you know, he had to heal. Anyways, but this was prime time for the killer. He could have easily hit one of us, especially since he had to jump on us. But instead, he just decides to miss entirely, allowing me to easily get away. And then my friend communicates the fact that he was coming around. But then we get jumped again, and I accidentally hit my E button. But he just decides to not hit me at all, and then he finally hits me and interrupts me, and then I just start doing some gens, because for some reason he just decided to chase my friend instead. But, you know, it wasn't anything that bad. It just easily showed how bad he was at the game. And then we saw this. Like, excuse me, what? How much more of a teamer can you be than that? Just straight up not even hitting or like using your M1 against the person who's literally right next to you. Or also, by the way, there's a mechanic inside this game where you get plus 50% stamina if, you know, you just hit somebody. So it would have just been optimally better for him to hit somebody there. But no, he just ignores him. Anyways, after that shenanigans, we just run away from the killer, and I start doing some more generators, and, you know, my friend mainly is the only one that gets chased. However, though, as you can see, he just barricaded the door. You know what we just saw? Like, and then I hear overcome the fact the killer chasing after my friend. And guess who we were just right next to? And then we start to skedaddle. And by the way, he's still holding that door. And because this killer is so booty cheeks, we just keep on running and looping him until we get away. Now look carefully. Are you seeing it? Yeah, that's right. He's literally standing right next to the killer. And then he comes over to me, acting all nonchalant. And at this point, me and my friends knew so hard that this guy was just literally the most teamer person ever. So we just decided to never accept his heals. And we just kept on running away from him because he was that dumb and bad. And he somehow lost my friend, so we got a heal again. But after the heal, we just kept on running from him, you know, usual, you know, survivor stuff. And then these guys are just still doing generators. Because, you know, the killer doesn't hurt this guy. Like, he hasn't used a healing once. Me and my friends have never seen him heal this entire game once. And then we find him again, and the killer just walks past him. And my friend knows this because he was watching. He was to my right, back there. But he just doesn't get hurt ever from the killer. And then he's like literally right next to him again. Anyways, me and my friend just root this guy for like ever. Because, you know, he's bad. And yeah, we had some close moments. My friend got hurt a few times. But like, other than that, like, we barely ever had any trouble. And honestly, at this point, I honestly think they're trying to make it obvious that they're teaming. Because, like, really running towards the killer. Anyways, after that, nothing else interesting really happens as we just survive and wait out the clock. Really, until the end, but we put mega disrespect on this guy by just healing in front of him. Menacingly. And then, you know, we escaped, and, you know, his friend already escaped. And then when I got back inside lobby, I decided to chat, get destroyed teamers. Because we did definitely destroy them, but you just don't be toxic. Especially since I'm pretty sure these are like 6-year-olds, because like the fact that they're this bad and they're making their teaming look this obvious is like a pure sign, so please don't say slurs at them. But other than that, me and my friends just chilled in the lobby after that, and I mean, that's just the rest of the story. They did have a game after that, but I didn't get that much footage since, you know, I was doing gens and only my friend was really getting chased by them. So yeah, that was my only and probably first experience with some of the worst teamers I've ever met. So goodbye, hope this was a good video, I guess.